This is how it happened. This is how
Mortal Kombat 1
died.
No, 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 no. Wait. Wait.
According to everyone online, Mortal Kombat 1 is dying. The Steam charts are at an all-time low, not even reaching 2,000 players each day, which is never a good sign, and on top of that, the creator Ed Boon has gone radio silent on Twitter, which of course is also not a good sign. However, according to the PlayStation charts though, this month did see an increase in players by 24% on PlayStation, so that's good. The internet does tend to exaggerate things, but even I have to admit that Mortal Kombat 1 is in a not so good spot. And it's a darn shame too, because the gameplay is actually better than ever. The online desync issues have been fixed, we're getting crossplay this month, and even the Nintendo Switch version is working now. Amazing, right? That's actually crazy to hear, but it's true. Mortal Kombat 1 somehow runs well on the Switch. I can't believe it. Now, are the graphics a bit goofy? Yeah, for sure, especially if you zoom in real close on the characters and see their textures, but come on, it's the Switch, not exactly a powerful console. But that also being said, I have no idea why NetherRealm chose to skip the previous generation consoles like the PS4 or the Xbox One. I get that Mortal Kombat 1 is supposed to be next gen, but come on, if the game can run on the Switch, then it can definitely run on the PS4, and that would have just been more sales and more players. Not to mention, the game is getting crossplay this month, as mentioned earlier, or at least that's the plan. So far, NetherRealm has not been super good at keeping true to their deadlines, so fingers crossed this time they are being honest and we do get crossplay in February, but I'm just saying, that's one more reason to release the game on PS4 and other previous generation consoles. Alright, so with all that out of the way, how did this happen? Why is Mortal Kombat 1 in such a bad spot? Let's go ahead and work backwards. I think a big mistake made recently was to delay the Season 4 of Invasions. I know nobody loves Invasions, but believe it or not, plenty of people are still playing it all the time because they do actually want the free skins, and also the combat coins to spend at the shrine. They also love leveling up their characters and unlocking stuff that way too. Even though I don't know anybody who loves Invasions, I do know plenty of people who still play it all the time regardless of how they feel about it, because they do want those unlocks. And like mentioned earlier, the online was also not in a good spot until recently. There were desyncs everywhere, and as a result, most people could not play online like they wanted to, and instead did have to switch to single player modes like Invasion. But now they're done, and they've grinded for everything, so there's no reason to hop onto the game anymore at this point until Season 4 gets here, which is why I really do wish that NetherRealm would just drop Season 4 right now. But instead, it seems like they want everything to come out at once, so that includes Peacemaker and Season 4 of Invasions and also the crossplay. They want all of this stuff to release at the same time, which I personally think is a very dumb decision. And I have no problem saying that because contrary to popular belief, I do not work for NetherRealm, and I never have worked for NetherRealm. Yes, they do sometimes invite me to special events, but so does every other fighting game developer. They reach out to me, and if I have the free time, I accept the offer. I still do work a day job, keep in mind, so I'm not always free. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there because there are some people in the comment section who genuinely believe that I work for NetherRealm, which is not true and has never been true. I have no idea where they got that information or if they're simply lying for the fun of it, but now everyone watching, you know that I've never worked for any of these developers ever. Alright, so back on track. Why I think that Mortal Kombat 1 is seeing a decline in players. I think the Combat Pack is a big villain in this story, honestly, because NetherRealm should have given us a full character every month and also a cameo character every now and then, but instead they spaced it apart even further, where one month you get a full character, then the next month you get a cameo. And I think cameos are cool, but the reality is I don't think most players get that hype over a cameo DLC, right? How many players do you think hop onto the game because a new cameo character is out? Oh my god, I gotta switch back to Mortal Kombat 1. Forget Tekken 8, a cameo character came out. I gotta hop on Mortal Kombat 1, let's go! Yeah, just don't think most people feel that way. Sure, some diehard veteran players might get that excited, but most players aren't going to get that excited over a cameo DLC. But that being said, I also do think that the NetherRealm community, the NetherRealm players if you will, are a really tough bunch to keep around. If you don't give Mortal Kombat players something new all the time, a reason to stick around, then they're just going to switch to a different game, which is actually less common with other fighting game communities. Look at Street Fighter 6. It takes them a long time to pull out a new DLC character. There has not been new content in Street Fighter 6 for a long time. But guess what? People keep on playing anyway. Their community remains strong and still has consistent players every single day. And that's not unique to Street Fighter. I would argue that Tekken has an even more loyal fan base, and some games haven't gotten content for years, and people are still playing them, like thousands every day. Which means, for whatever reason, NetherRealm players are just the exception. For whatever reason, we don't stick around unless we have content all the time to keep us interested. And if I'm being honest, I'm not completely sure why that is. Maybe because Mortal Kombat 1 is so mainstream, and therefore most of the players are mainstream, and perhaps mainstream gamers are more likely to get bored and just leave. But I digress. The main point I'm trying to make here is, I do believe that NetherRealm did a lot of stuff to sabotage their own game, unintentionally, along with Warner Brothers games. However, at the same time, I have to admit that the NetherRealm players are extremely flaky. The Mortal Kombat players do not stick around for very long. But at the same time, NetherRealm should be aware of that. They should know their audience by now, right? It's been 10 straight years of making games. And ironically enough, I think that's why the Living Towers were such a good idea. Keep in mind, I never liked the Living Towers. I thought it was super repetitive and not interesting at all. But at the same time, it gave players a reason to constantly come back to the game, because anytime there was a holiday, Living Tower. Anytime there was a Mortal Kombat anniversary of some kind, here's a Living Tower event. All of which kept players coming back to Mortal Kombat 11 because they wanted to do the tower. The towers were fun and goofy for most people. I personally hate anything that takes away from the core fighting game itself. So I hate all the stuff flying around on screen. I hate the floor traps. I don't like any of those random things that I can't control. But I think I'm in the minority there, and most people did love these silly Living Tower events, and also it made for great content, right? It was still a great YouTube video. Even if I did not like those crazy Living Tower events, it was good for YouTube. So I guess what I'm saying is, NetherRealm needs to bring that stuff back. They have to find a way to give us special events like that all the time. Anything to keep players coming back to the game on a weekly basis, or at least a monthly basis, because as mentioned earlier, the cameo characters aren't going to bring people back. You need either a full character or at least a fun event of some kind to keep players interested, right? As you all know, I love making these videos interactive, so let me know in the comments down below what you would do to save Mortal Kombat 1 at this point. Just imagine that NetherRealm gave you a big pile of money and said, save this game. What are you gonna do to make it happen? I'm curious. I want to hear your ideas on how to save this game, because I've already told you most of mine. And like I keep saying in every video, I truly do read each and every comment, so grab that keyboard and make your voices heard. Who knows, maybe Mortal Kombat 1 can't be saved, and this game is going to die a super early death, which would be a darn shame, because I'm gonna be honest with you all right now, and as mentioned earlier, I'm not paid by NetherRealm, okay? So I'm being genuine when I say this. Mortal Kombat 1 is my favorite Mortal Kombat game that I've played, and I'm including Mortal Kombat X. That game had swag combos, I loved the run pressure, but when you were blocking, the defense felt terrible. I hated it, man. If you guessed wrong twice, overhead or low, you just lost the round. You could even guess wrong on a throw and still lose the round, because some characters could combo off their throws, like Sonya Blade. It was ridiculous. It still did like 33% damage, man. So yeah, Mortal Kombat X was very fun if you were the person attacking, but once you had to block, it was no longer fun, and I hated it, man. The constant guessing was ridiculous. The game was still very fun, to be sure, but also extremely stressful, whereas Mortal Kombat 1 feels just as fun, but it's not as ridiculous with the guessing. Plus, you don't have to worry about run cancels, which I personally never thought were very fun. I love the run ability for chasing down the opponent, but having to do it during certain combos and how tough it was to run cancel a lot of moves was super frustrating to me, and just not that fun. I definitely do prefer the gameplay of Mortal Kombat 1. It's the most fun I've ever had playing a Mortal Kombat game, and I'm not joking. Most fighting games, I don't spend all my free time playing, okay? I know it sounds crazy because I'm a fighting game YouTuber, but it's true. For most fighting games, I did not log on to play every day, but I did for Mortal Kombat 1 because it was just that fun, there was so much depth. I loved experimenting with the cameos, mixing and matching them. It's still fun to this day. I'm finding new teams and new pairings, and it's still really enjoyable. So if Mortal Kombat 1 really does die, that's gonna be a darn shame, because I really do think it's the most fun I've had playing a Mortal Kombat game. And also, I was looking forward to Kombat Pack 2. There was tons of speculation online, and we know NetherRealm's already working on it, so I hope it doesn't get cancelled, but honestly, it could. I think at the very least, we're going to get Kombat Pack 1, and that's going to finish, and we're gonna get all the characters. And also, I hope everyone stops comparing these games together. Yeah, it's fun to compare and contrast games a little bit, but what I mean is, I hate when people say, oh, you play this game, well I play that game, and my game's better. Why can't we both just enjoy our games? Why can't we just both play each game? I play Tekken 8 and Mortal Kombat 1. I don't hate either one, they're both fantastic games in my opinion. Tekken 8 has way better gameplay, there's way more characters for sure, but I still love Mortal Kombat 1. But for some reason, people online just love to argue about which game's better and demonize people for playing their preferred game, and I just hate that. But I'm getting off topic. Thanks for watching everyone, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down below, and then keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell so you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.